Yo, it's Joe and welcome to another video. Now today I want to do a bit of a 3-part video. Well, it's 3 parts for me, there should be one smooth part for you guys. Simply put, the Mortal Kombat 11 event for you just happened, for me is happening in 2 days. And this is going to be kind of my first predictions, then immediate response, and then hopes. So, my predictions for Mortal Kombat 11. Now, we've already know this sort of time travel theme that's going to be present in it, but we don't really understand what this is going to mean. Now, we've seen from Mortal Kombat 9 story mode that there already was a bit of time sensing nonsense, in the sense that Raiden saw past events and because that was able to change the timeline. Now, because of that, the events of obviously Mortal Kombat 9 and Mortal Kombat 10, X, it was called X. I'm a fan, I can't even remember the name. Mortal Kombat 9 and Mortal Kombat X story mode seem to take a bit more of a different route as opposed to Deception in Armageddon. Introducing new characters, new alliances, and obviously a much different ending. So it gives a pretty good range for what this story mode could be. My random guess / theory is that the story is going to focus on this new time travel person. I think this new person is going to come in and be maybe the elder god of time and is just pissed off with everyone. Both Raiden for how he has changed things, for Kotal Khan and how he's not even really meant to exist, for then things just subtle bits that have changed, like how Cyber Smoke didn't happen but Cyber Sub-Zero seemed to have, and sort of loads of little pieces like that, which I think are going to be quite interesting to then see. I think this story mode is potentially going to be either the best or the worst. As well as that, for gameplay wise, I'm pretty excited to see what they come up with. I liked the idea of custom moves in Injustice 2. It was a good way of bringing back old moves. However, I think Mortal Kombat should stick with their variation strategy. I know it gives them a lot more work, so they then have to make each character 3 times. But at the same time, I think it is worth it, and particularly to then see things like Triborg return, or on the counter side, maybe the weapons variation, which I've seen some other YouTubers talk about. If we merge variations with Premiere skins and have it so that way, maybe similar to how Katana had Jade's staff as a gameplay element in X, it could now be that she has a whole Jade skin. We could see the return of Noob Smoke and have it so Smoke is a variation, Noob is a variation, and then the third one is them together. Again, taking some elements from Triborg, but also trying to elaborate on it a bit more. Though who knows, they could just go back to traditional fighting games and focus on the gear system. I do want to see the gear system return. I was actually quite a fan of it. However, if it does, I think there now needs to be a direct buying option. It still pisses me off to this day in Injustice. I do not have the Blue Lantern symbol for Hal Jordan. I do not have the Staff of Grayson. And I don't have a full set of gear, which is irritating because I was one piece off Starfire's Teen Titans set, but nope, nothing. The only other thing I will mention before this closes off is characters I want to see, because that is obviously a big part of fighting games these days, the thrill of will your favourite return and what other characters will appear. The minute my top 5, not in any order, characters I want to see, obviously Smoke, he is my boy, and I will one day cosplay him. Cable, he was one of my, or Cabal, however you first say it, he was my main back in 9. Would like to see Sujinko. As I said, I don't like his character, I think he's an idiot, but his play style was quite fun, so I would like to play him again. Obviously, the Borgs, I don't care whether it's Triborg again, or if it's just a return of Sector and Cyrax and Cyber Sub-Zero, and Smoke has his Cyber as a variation. Either way, I would like to see some elaboration on the Triborg story. let's switch over to my immediate reactions / predictions, because I don't know if I'm gonna have time or how this is gonna work. I've just recorded 10 minutes of me talking when you've probably heard maybe 4. See you at the next bit. Okay, so I just finished watching the reveal. My goodness, that was actually pretty hype. I'm down with most of it. Unfortunately, turns out the leak was completely true, with both the Sonya trailer focusing on Ronda Rousey, and as well as the Garrus trailer. That said, they both still look quite fun to play. I don't know if I like Sonya's new look, but I'll go with it. Garrus looks fun. Scarlet, again, I'm really excited to see her back. Looking forward to her customization options, actually. I've quite preferred the old school Scarlet, but you know what, I'm down for the new school as well. Obviously, Sub-Zero's come back, that was expected. Still fun, but pretty expected. Baraka, I am surprised at. I'll be honest, I'm completely surprised. I was expecting maybe he'd be a minion, but no, he's fully back, and that's quite cool. As well as that, there was that little kind of tiny reveal. First I thought it might have been Cyber Smoke, but looking back at it and looking down some other people's responses, I think that was Cabal. And you know what, I am happy for Cabal. He is one of my mains from 9, and I will happily take that. Customization, I need to see a bit more of, I think. At the minute, it's neither here nor there for me. I like the fact that there is still somewhat of a gear system in customizing the mask and the weapons and that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I don't know if I'm fully down with it yet. I think I need it a bit more explained. The attribute stuff seems to be going a bit too mobile game for me. That's not necessarily a bad thing if they play it right, but I'm hoping it doesn't end up too bad with that. As well as that, I'm quite intrigued as to how story mode's going to work. They showed lots of pictures of Liu Kang, so I think we can officially confirm him. They're probably saving that for a sort of Outworld trailer, but I'm quite excited to see that. I don't think Shinnok will be playable. I think that was just for cutscene. But that said, the cutscene to gameplay, it was remarkable for its time in 11, and it was again fairly good in Injustice 2. In this, it's almost as seamless, and I'm pretty excited for that. Probably going to rewatch this again before I go to sleep, because it's already like 7:45 when time of recording, and I've got to be up at 6 again, because work's a pain. But I'll be sure to post a bit more of a thought out review and general expectations as soon as all this is done. Alright, and cut to part 3. Yo, it's Joe, and welcome to part 3 of this video. It's going to be a little echoey just because I've had to come into a different room, but let's get on to the point. That reveal event. Now that I've had some time to process it, let's talk about everything confirmed. And yes, that is spelt with a K. For starters, the playable characters. We officially have Sonya, Scarlet, Baraka, Sub-Zero, Garrus, Raiden, Scorpion, and 18 other unconfirmed characters based on the number of currently shown spaces. That's not including DLC, I hope. Speaking of characters, there were some others shown in various trailers. In the behind the scenes trailer, which I recommend you watch because a lot is shown there. You have to do a lot of pausing, but there's a lot shown in it. We see Liu Kang, Kung Lao, and Cassie Cage all appear. We briefly saw during the live event a flash of Cabal, and some sources from inside the event have confirmed Kitana. And as a quick side note, based on the prologue, it does look like Shinnok is in the game, but I think most likely he will be either a DLC in style of Shao Kahn, or he is just there to kind of tie up some story ends. I doubt he'll be playable again, or they will use another space on him. Speaking of the story, Ed Boon and the others at Mortal Kombat and NetherRealm seem to be quite proud of their story mode, both the old and new parts, and I think that's where this time travel thing has come from. However, during the trailer and some of the other bits shown, it seems to be a noticeable lack of any Mortal Kombat X sort of standings outside of Dark Raiden. I mean, Cassie is only really confirmed because during one of the bits in the behind the scenes trailer, you see someone who looks a lot like Sonya, but a bit younger, with short hair, saying Kitana, Queen of the Undead. And briefly, if you look at that dog tag, it can say Cage. It's hard to tell. The story seems to be focusing more on this interesting dynamic of having a young Liu Kang and Raiden fighting their older selves, maybe trying to prove which timeline is better by having the two clash. This will be quite an interesting section actually for how the next story mode would work. Are we going to lead into another soft reboot, or is this going to be the old timeline coming back, or the new timeline taking official control? Gameplay seems fairly fun. The new Super Meter format is actually quite interesting. I'm quite excited to see how it works, with now 2 bars for attack, 2 bars for counter, and the X-ray being replaced with sort of a combination or set of moves equaling in a slow motion flash of bone shattering or organ pummeling or just straight up impalement. However, for those of you that will miss the X-rays and final attacks, we now have, final blows, which take place if you reach below 30% health on your life bar and work as a comeback move. I think it's quite cool in short matches or 1v1s, particularly tournament style. It's going to add a lot of dynamic. But for if you're playing Towers of Time, which has been confirmed to be the new multiverse or challenges, however you want to call them, I think it might be a bit irritating if, say, you get the DRC character, you want to fully see their moves, but then you're actually quite good at them, you never drop below 30%, and you never then see the super move and win. Similarly, the customization, something doesn't quite sit right with me. I think they've tried to make it a bit of a balance, so some customizable features merged with skins, but a lot of the skins they've shown still seem to just be the gear set style of random pieces to do with that character, not actual skins. So yeah, there is a classic Scorpion in there, as well as the one we see, but none of the others struck out to me as references or past suits. They all still seem to have to fit this format for their fighting style. I do look forward to it, and I am going to find it interesting, but I don't know. This is something that I actually hope does not come back for Injustice 3. I hope Injustice 3 sticks with the old gear system, and that is saying something. Overall though, I am actually successfully really hyped for this game. Shortly after the event, I pre-ordered it to get Shao Kahn, and I'm really excited for the combat cast, and I'm sure in that they're going to give us more details and help fill a bit more blanks for us. But until then, look forward to, in just over or under a week, depending on upload, Kingdom Hearts 3 live stream starting. I'm so excited, it's so close. And as well as that, just look forward for more videos coming from Cage in the coming year. I've been Joel26. I am really hyped, but having to be quiet because people are sleeping in my house at the minute. So I will see you in the next video, where hopefully I can be louder. Take care.